Let us try to solve the exercise number 8 in the part B of a C programming lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to prepare a payslip for n employees using the array of structures. We are supposed to input the employee name, employee number, and basic pay. And we are supposed to calculate the TA, HRA, PF, PT, gross pay, and net pay. And they have given the criteria. So if the basic pay is less than 40,000, we are supposed to do some calculation. Otherwise, we are supposed to do some other calculation. Also, they have given the condition how to calculate the gross pay as well as the net pay. So let's go ahead and let's create the program. And I'm going to go to the code block and I'm going to click on the new file here. And I will select a new file. After that, let's select the C source file. Let's go next, and I'm going to give the name. You can give any name, and I'm going to give the name as the exercise B8, I suppose. That's exercise. So let me just verify that is B8. Okay, done, and let me click on finish, and I'm going to just finish it up. Okay, so I've done the program over here. Let's start with the C program, and we know very well in the C program we are supposed to include the stdio.h. This is common in most of the program that we are working with. We do it one more time, and stdio.h. Okay, and then I'm going to use the void main. Done, and let's go ahead and let's do that thing, void main. Okay, so what are the things that we are supposed to do? So this is the general structure. We are supposed to create a structure. That is what they have said. So here, if you notice, they said that using the structure, and the structure of the employee is that employee should have a name, the employee number, and basic pay. This will be the structure. So let me go ahead and let's create that structure, and I'm going to create that as a global structure. So I'm going to say struct, that is the structure. Let me call it as employee. Okay, and let me put the plow bracket, and you notice that the code block will put the semicolon, indicating that this is going to be a declaration over here, and I will take the employee number as a EMP number. That's the employee number, and I'm going to take the name of the employee. Let me take as 15 character. You know very well we are not going to type a very lengthy name. And let me take the floating point, the basic. So these things are being done. And now let's come back to the employee, the main function now, and let's create the employee array, and I'm going to say employee, and you can give any name for the array, but my personal suggestion is when you're creating an array, because it has to be used many a times, let's give it a small name. By the way, I just forgot to write structure because it's a structure, and structure employee, and let's say E is the employee, and I assume that there will be 10 employees. Now you can have any number of employees, but I just assume that there will be 10 employees. So I have just created the 10 employees over here. And after that, we need a few things over here. First of all, in our program, we must ask how many employees will be there. So let me assume that there are n employees will be there. And for my the for loop that I'm going to use it, my control variable will be I. This is the general one. And let us look at all the other things that we are supposed to do it, because basic, I've taken it as a floating point number. All the other things that I'm going to calculate, that is the DA, HRA, gross pay, and net pay, all of them will be floating point number. The reason is the basic itself is the floating point number. So I'm going to use DA, that is the DNS elements, HRA, and Provident Fund, and Professional Tax. Even though they said gross paid, I'm going to take it as gross, and net, I'm going to take it as net pay, I'm going to take it as net. So these are gross pay they have said, but I will take it as a first word, gross, and for the net, I'm going to take it as net. So that being done, let's ask how many employees are there in your organization. So I'm going to use a printf function over here, and I'm going to ask enter the total number of employees. How many is? Okay, done. And I'm going to use a scanf. Now this will be my n employees that I'm going to use it now, because my n is integer here. If you notice that the n that I've taken is integer, so I'm using integer, and I'm going to say percentage n to accept that. And after that, I'm going to ask the user to type the details of n employees. So let me use the printf over here, and I'm going to say printf enter the details for percentage d employees. Okay, then with this one, I'm going to use a /n so that I will get a line break, and this will be, where is this? Where is it gone? This will be that n. Okay, let me use one printf. Now this is not required, absolutely not required, but just to make the program look beautiful, let me just use this one. Now if I just save it and run it, let me save it and let me just run it. Let's see if there is no error. So if I say total number of employees, and if I say 5 employees are there, then it's going to ask me, what is this one? I think I have not compiled it. Let me save this one. Let me compile this one. Let me, okay, what is the problem with this one? Did I give the same name? Let me build it once. Oh, the problem with this is just a, give me a second now. This problem you may not have in your real life, but I have a situation over here, and that situation happens to be, I actually opened a project here. Okay, I'm going to just close that project. Okay, and then I'm going to try it. So for some, when I was working, I just created one project, and if you create the project, it's going to just run that particular project. And now let me run my program. Sorry about that I created a project, that is why that output has come. So if you get it, just close that existing project and then do it. So let me say total number of employees is 5, and press enter, and you notice that enter the details for 5 employees. Maybe I would like to put to 1/n here, so that it just goes slightly down. So let me try it one more time. If I say 5, it's going to say enter the details for 5 employees. Okay, this is how it's going to do it. Now that's not the end of it, so let's go ahead and let's do the other part there. Now we have to accept the details for 5 employees. So let me use this for loop. So I'm going to say for I is equal to 0, I less than the n, because I started with the 0, I plus plus. So this is going to be the total number of employees. So I'm going to take the details of those many employees. The first one that I'm going to take is printf, and what is that? I'm going to say employee number. So employee number, okay, and have space there, and let me scanf, and because we know that employee number is if you look at the structure over here, employee number is an integer. Okay, so that's integer. We are adding the details of nth employees, that is ith employee. So I'm going to say this is e of I. When I is 0, this is going to be the first employee. So e of 0 it will come. So this is what I'm doing. Then I'm going to say emp number. This is for the first employee. Similarly, I have to take the details of the other things. I'm going to just select this one, Control C and Control V. And the second one is employee name. I'm supposed to get the name. I will not type the whole thing. I'm going to just say name here. So because I said employee number, second one is the name. Now you know very well name is a string, and if you notice there, this name is actually an array name. So when you are inputting into the array, this ampersand is not required, and you are going to just say this one as a name. So this is because why I have not put the ampersand is it is not the variable here. I'm putting into this variable. It's actually an array. It is a array of characters. This name is actually pointing to an array, not any particular so to say variable there. That's why I'm not putting anything there. So let me go and let me do the next part. And I've just copy pasted it, so you know very well the power of copy pasting it. Next one is the basic pay. Let's go ahead and say basic pay. And basic pay happens to be, if you look at here, basic pay happens to be a floating point number. So I'm going to say this is a floating point number, and this one is basic. This is the name I have given. So inside the structure, the name that I gave here was the basic, and I'm using the same name here. After that, I'm going to use the printf, and let me put dash 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 some dash. This is just to make the things look neat. Okay, so and let me remove the unnecessary things from here, and let's run and just see how is it going to look like. So I'm going to just enter two employees details here. So this is the first employees, and you notice I just forgot to put /n there. So let me put this /n here. So if you forget this /n, this employee will directly come here, which I don't want to happen. Let me run one more time. So two number of employees, and the employee number 101. How did it came here is because after this dash dash dash, I put /n, so that it just goes to the next line. Okay, employee name is a money, and basic pay is 40,000. Done. Okay, employee number 2 is 102. Name is Ravi, and say 15,000. Just say okay, done. So you notice that what I'm doing is I'm entering the employee number, employee name, basic, and I'm repeating this for loop 2 times because I said n is 2 here. So I'm repeating 2 times, so you get the details for 2 employees. That being done, let's go ahead and let's do the other part. And what is that we are supposed to do is we are supposed to calculate the details of the employees. So let's go ahead and let's show that thing. I'm going to show the details. So let me press enter and go back to my program. And within my program, after this for loop, let's go ahead and let's do the printf here. So I'm going to say printf, and I'm going to put a very lengthy dash dash dash. Okay, so that is enough, I suppose. And then I put dash here. Let me, if you want, you can also put /n in the beginning so that it just goes down. And then what has happened here is okay. Then I'm going to put the heading here. So these are the column heading. So let's try to put the column heading. I'm going to say emp number, emp dot number /t for tab, and then the name of the employee /t for the tab, then basic. I'm going to just type basic /t, and then I have to calculate DA /t for the tab. Then I'm supposed to calculate HRA, then /t. Then I'm supposed to calculate the provident fund /t, and then professional tax /t. Gross, I'm just writing gross, not the whole thing, gross pay or other thing, /t. Then maybe net pay, because this is the last one. I'm going to just say net pay /n, so that it goes to the next line. After this, I'm going to select this line. So you know how to select this line. Control C to copy it after selecting, and Control V to paste it. So if I just run this particular program just to show you how it is going to look like, let's see. If I just put one employee here and name is something and some salary, okay, press enter, it should come like this. And you notice that there is one extra thing is there and it has not come up to this point. So let me make a few changes. I'm going to remove this /n here so that it just comes back, and we are supposed to extend it slightly longer so that this dashes will one extra maybe there. Okay, so let's try it now, and let's say I will type only one employee, so because it's just testing. So let's say money and some number, and I hope you're getting it. Still it is it has to be, I have to extend that dashed lines there. So I'm going to still extend it. I think that is enough. Okay, that's it. Done. Now let's do the real calculation. I hope this is going to show up properly. We have to go to each and every employee. So I'm going to use one more for loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than, where is the less than gone? Less than n, I plus plus. So this is for one employee, and let's do that thing. And we are supposed to calculate. What is that we are supposed to calculate? They have given the condition here. What are the condition? If the basic of an employee is less than 40,000. So we are talking about the ith employee. So I is 0 means first employee, I is 1 means second employee, and so on. So if I'm talking about the ith employee, so if ith employee has a basic salary, so this is the, what is this, basic salary. Let's go here and look at here. The ith employee has the basic salary. If this basic salary is what they have said is, if it is less than 40,000, this is what they are saying. So if it is less than 40,000, this is 400, 4,000, 40,000. So this is 40,000. The basic is less than 40,000. I am supposed to do something. What is that I am supposed to do? So let's look at that one. Now in this case, generally I tell you that don't put the flower bracket. In this case, you have to put the flower bracket because there are more than one statements are there. When you have more than one statement, always you're supposed to put the flower bracket. Okay. Now, what are the things that they are asking about? Calculate the DA. DA is 50% of a basic. So let's calculate DA. DA is 50%. What is 50%? Is 0.5. 0.5% of a basic. That is what they have said. 50% of. So if you look at here, 50% of basic. So let's calculate that. So this is a ith employee, and ith employee has the basic. Whatever the basic ith employee has, 50% of it will be DA. Let's look at the next one. HRA is 12% of basic. This is what they are saying that. So let's calculate. HRA is 0.12, that is 12% of basic. So you know I'm talking about the ith employee, and ith employee has a basic. This is what I'm doing. So done. HRA is 12% of basic. PF is 12% of gross. Now I cannot directly calculate the PF because I have to first calculate the gross. So let's calculate the gross. What is gross? Gross is, according to them, gross pay is basic plus DA plus HRA. If you add these three things, you get the gross pay. So let me first calculate this gross. So because I know what is the basic of the ith employee. So ith employee has the basic. So this basic part is done. And then they say that DA plus HRA. I have already calculated the DA and I have already calculated the HRA. So I'm going to say this plus DA plus HRA. So this completes the gross. So I now got the gross now. Now I can safely calculate the PF. PF is 12% of gross pay. This is what they are saying. So 12% of gross. So let me do that thing. So PF is 12% is 0.12 into, for the ith employee has a basic. So this is what I'm doing. So I got the PF. Let's look at what is the next thing that they have said. Next thing is professional taxes. Directly they are saying it is 250. So let me go over here and I'm going to say professional tax. See, I've already created this variable DA, HRA, PF, and so on. If you notice over here, I've created all these variables. So this first happens to be PF, not OF. Okay, so I'm correcting it. This is PF, not OF. By mistakenly I typed it as OF. So this is professional tax. I mean, this is provident fund professional tax. Gross I've calculated. So let's calculate this professional tax. And what is the professional tax? 250 rupees. So straightforward, it is 250. So I got that one. Now leftover that is the net. How do you get this net pay? Net pay is gross minus professional tax minus provident fund minus professional tax. So let's do that thing. So let me calculate the net pay is whatever is the gross, minus PF minus this thing. Okay, so that is what I am supposed to do it. So gross, I've already calculated this gross minus professional provident fund minus professional tax. So this is what they have said, gross minus PF minus PT. This is what they have said, and I got all of them. So this is for one. This is the first condition that they have given. What is the other condition they have said? Okay, so this is if the gross is less than, if the basic is less than 40,000. Otherwise, they have some other criteria. So else, let me put that else clause here. Else, let me put the flower bracket here. Else, we have to do the same calculation. All this calculation we have to do it. So I'm going to just copy paste this one. Control C to copy it and go here, and Control V to paste it. Only the values will now simply change. So otherwise, what is the criteria is, this is 40% of basic. DA is 40% of the basic. So in the previous case, it was 50%. I'm going to just make it as 40%. So else it is 40% of the basic. Then what you have is HRA is 10% of the basic. So in the previous case, it was 12. Now I have to make it as 10% of the basic. Then what else? Gross calculation is the same. Provident fund is 13%. That is what they have said. So in the previous case, it was 12%. Now I'm making it as 13%. What about the professional tax is 300. So professional tax is increased by one extra thing, then that is 300. And the remaining calculation remains same. Now, one other thing that you can do is, because it is the same statement that is being used in both if and else, you can pull this one and put it outside the if statement. I'm not going to do it because I just don't want to complicate the matters. Now we are supposed to print, we got all the things, DA, HRA, gross, we have all calculated, just print them one after the other. But we have to start printing the employee name, employee number, employee name, basic, DA, HRA. We have to start printing from there. So let's start printing each and everything over here. So if you look at the way that we are supposed to print it, let me just run it. What is the first problem that I'm facing here is, what is that I have facing here is, yes is undeclared, not yes, sorry, this is E. So that, sorry, this is E. Sorry about that, this variable is not yes here. Variable happens to be, where is the variable? And this is E. Employee, I took it as E, but somehow when typing, this is a typo. And I think that typo is there everywhere now. So this, it is not yes, it is E. Yes, because I was doing the other program, that is the students program. So there I took the variable as yes, maybe that thing is there still in my mind. So this is there, this is also there, and do I have to make, this is E, variable is E, not this one. If you notice that I took the variable as E here, but there is more, my mind just took it as yes. So let me run it and just tell you what is that. I'm going to just put one employee, and the 101 is the name, maybe something like some numbers are there. Then let it be. Now we have to print like this. The name must come below this one. The name must come here. The employee number must come here. Name must come here. Basic, DA, HR. It should come directly below these columns. So I have to do that one. So let's go ahead and let's print that thing. So I'm supposed to start with the employee number. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use the printf, and I'm going to start printing the first one. What is this first one? First one happens to be the employee number. So this is employee number, you know very well, is percentage D here. That is why, because employee number, you know very well, it is an integer value. So percentage D. So this part is the percentage D will come here. This is percentage yes. Okay, before that I have a tab separation there. So I'm going to say /t and percentage yes for the name here, /t. After that I have a basic here, so I have to get to the basic under here. Again, one tab and basic. I don't want to, you know very well, whenever you print something in the floating point, generally it's going to print 7 decimal places. So I don't want 7 decimal places, so I'm restricting it to 2 decimal places by typing point to f. So this is going to be my basic /t. And what is the next thing? Next thing that I have is the DA and the HRA and the PF, all separated by the, what is this, tab separation. So I will have to type this one. So this is /t followed by point to f for DA. So I'm going to just type that. Percentage point to f. This is for DA. I will not waste my time in typing that thing. I'm going to use Control C. This is DA is over. So my DA is over. Then HRA, PF, PT, gross and net pay. So all one after the other. I'm going to just paste it from now. This is DA is over. HRA, then PF, then PT, then gross, then net. So all these things are being done. Let me put a semicolon. I will press enter after the semicolon to just to show you that is it wrong. It is not wrong. Remember, in C, whether you write it in 1 line, in 10 line, the colon is this semicolon is the terminator. So you can write the entire program in 1 line, or you can just split this printf in 10 lines and run it. It's not going to give you any error message. So let's start with the first one. First, this part is for the employee number. So this, you know very well, this is employee number. Employee number must come here. I'm talking about the ith employee. So I'm going to say E of I dot EMP number. So what is this EMP number that I have typed is this employee number. This is the one that I'm typing here. So this is over. Next one, ith employee. For the ith employee has a name. Okay. Then again, ith employee has a basic. So these are all from the structure, that is from here, the employee number, name and basic. Rest all of them we have calculated. DA, HRA, gross, PF, PT, net, everything we have calculated. So let's go ahead and let's do that thing. So next one is no E. It is not for the ith employee, because we are just directly calculating. So this is DA. So after basic we have where is this gone? After basic I have DA, then HRA, then provident fund, then professional tax, then gross, then net. So look at the way I have done that thing. Then gross, then a net pay. Okay, done. Now I just want to, after this for loop, I want to print this line. So after the for loop, just keep the mouse pointer at the top of this flower bracket and go down, and you see that this is the ending. You see that it is showing you with the color. Can you see this thing? It is highlighting you with one color. So just keep it, and it's going to say where is that for loop. Just press enter, and I'm going to print that dashed line there. This is after the for loop, so that it just comes beautifully after the entire list. So let me just run it and just see whether the things are working fine or not. Okay. So I'm going to just compile and run it. I press Ctrl S to save it, and then I'm running it. I have some issue over here, and what is that issue? Let me go just here. Again, I think I am not coming out of that yes, so it is E. So it is there in my mind somehow because of the age factor. What is there in my mind, it doesn't go out so easily. Let me run it. Okay, so employee, let me try with the three employees. I type the first employee 101 and the name is definitely my name. Let me say this person has the salary of 25,000. This is 2,500. This I think 25,000. Second employee 102. Let me take the employee as Ravi, and this employee has the salary 35,000. This is 350, 3,500, 35,000. Let me go with the 103 and let me get this Gopi here, and let me just say he is 45,000. So this is 450, 4,500, 45,000. Just press enter and just see whether I'm getting everything. So some problems are there. The problems are there with the slash t or slash en. I think the problem is there with the slash en. Let me just handle this. Where is it gone? One is this one. I should have put slash n here. This is a new line problems, and the slash n here. This is again new line problem. So one slash n I have put it here, and the other slash n I have put it here. I think this slash n was not really required because it's going to fix the problem. I just forgot to put a slash n here. Let me save it and just give a last try. Hopefully the things are going to come properly. So two employees are there. Let's say first employee is 101. Name is money. Okay, done. And the 35,000. Let me take it as 3,500. 35,000. Second one 102 is Ravi. You can type any other name. I'm not typing the lengthy name. You know very well during the exam. Also, don't try to type very lengthy name. 4 letters are enough. Press enter and you must get it. So you are getting it, but with the small problem. Some things are not coming properly, and what is not coming properly is this slash t. If you notice that this is coming, I have to put one extra slash t over here. I think that's going to suffix, and definitely my dash 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 are not coming to the end. So it will still increase my dashes there. I'm going to put one slash t here in between this basic. Already one slash t is there. I'm going to put one extra there between this one. Okay, so let me go right at the top. So this is a name. This is a employee number. Let me go to the top. Where is the top? Yes, this is not the one. Here the name, employee, basic, and I will put one extra slash t, one tab extra, so that this, you notice that that the thing is there. This DA, it should come here. Okay, so DA is to be shifted to here. So I put one extra t here, and that dash line I'm going to just increase it blindly. So let me make it slightly larger, and let me make it slightly larger. Okay, done. Let me just remove one, and also I think I will make this one also slightly larger. Okay, done. Let's give it a try and let's see whether it's going to fix my problem or not. Run it, and you have one employee is 3. Let's say 3 101. Name is money, and let's start with the 25,000 to 25,000. 102. I'm using the same numbers here. Ravi, and 35,000. So this is 35,000. 103 is the next employee, and the next employee happens to be Gopi, and 45,000. Okay, this is for 45,000. Let's give it a try. Oh yes, so we are very close, but not again. You notice that DA is now coming. DA has come here, but now the problem is there with HR. HRA should be shifted by 1, and I think then again it has to be increased slightly longer to get that dashed lines in a line. So let's go to the HRA. In between HRA, you need one more tab here so that it just comes to the other side. Let's give it a try, and let's go to this HRA here, and I'm going to put one extra T, and I'm going to put this line slightly larger, and this line also slightly larger. I'm just putting extra lines there. So I think that's enough. Okay, let me do this one and see whether I am in line. Okay, done. And slightly longer, I think it is going to come. Hopefully, this HRA, if it comes here, and maybe I think I'm going to put one/t here also, just in case if it's not there, I'm going to just come back. I'm going to just type one thing over here. Before this NetPay, I'm going to put one/t just to make it proper. I'm going to put just one employee now, because I'm adjusting for the things there. 101 is employee name, money, and let's say this is 45,000. Okay. Yeah, it is coming now. Okay, you can see there, and the things are aligned properly. So that the things are aligned, things are aligned, things are aligned, all are aligned. Just notice that this is all are aligned. So let me do one last run, and this time I'm going to take 3 employees. During the examination, 3 employees is enough. Actually 2 employees are enough, one less than 40,000, other one greater than 40,000, but I'm going to go for 3, one extra, no, one more than the minimum requirement. So 101, I'm going to take my name only. This is not an advertisement, but again, don't put a very lengthy name here. And during the examination, you know very well, putting very lengthy name is not a great idea. And I'm taking this 25,000 for the first employee, 102, and let's say Ravi. Restrict yourself to 4 letters or 5 letters name, not more than that. Otherwise, that name itself will shift, and I will tell you what is going to happen. Let me complete this part now. So then I have this Gopi here with 45,000. So one less than 40,000 and the other one greater than 40,000. See here now it's appearing beautifully because the names are not shifting. Now if you have a very lengthy name, this thing will again start shifting, and it's going to come here. So just restrict yourself with the 4 letters word. Okay, even if your name is greater than that, don't type your name there. Restrict yourself so that it's going to appear neatly. So this is the final output. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.